There are almost more Great American Drives in the Northeast than there are tourists seeking the area's autumn colors. But as sensational as the explosion of color is each fall, there is a drive equally as dramatic year-round. Newport's Ocean Drive and the 10-mile jaunt along Rhode Island's southern coast has a little bit of all things New England. Breathtaking ocean views, outdoor adventure, and the iconic mansions of America's Gilded Age. So what better way to traverse time than in a car made during that period in history?
Put gas in the back, it goes up to the front, it explodes, and you have a good time.
Meet Newport Classic Car Company's time machine.
So this is the 1924 Studebaker Light 6 touring car. And you can feel the power. It's pretty sporty. Flathead, straight 6, 207 cubic inch, and it's got 27.3 horsepower.
Is this a basic 3-speed?
Yep, 3-speed, non-synchronized. Got a double clutch, get her in gear. You'll hear me mess up.
Oh, that's all right.
We'll grind.
You're gonna grind a few?
We'll grind, I know we will.
The 20s weren't only roaring then. If you couldn't find them, grind them was a way of life.
This seems like a really great way to tour.
I think it's a good way to do it. Yeah, I mean, you got the authenticity of the car, the time period of the architecture, and Newport itself, kind of in the heyday of Newport.
This is when Newport was swinging?
Oh man, Newport was known as America's first resort.
Really?
I mean, come on, that's like sandals or beaches. That was the pinnacle before the Great Depression.
Right.
And Rhode Island was one of the, I think it was the only state that totally ignored that whole federal prohibition thing.
We're driving in history right now.
Right? Well, that's the thing. That's what I like about it. They made fantastic brakes, as you can see.
You know what?
They squeak all the time, no matter how much you adjust them.
The squeaking of a brake will let you know it's working.
That's exactly right.
At Newport Classic Car, you can rent Ken's sweet 66 Mustang. But for me, this drive called for something a little more old school. Real old school.
What's your favorite part of driving around Newport in this car?
I don't know, the immersion, the feeling.
Yeah.
If you can take a moment when you're like just driving the car and thinking about where you are, what you're in, what you're looking at. Ocean Drive never gets old either.
It's the experience of being in a car that has history when you're touring such a historic area.
That's right.
Given the chance to relive the past, I was not going to pass.
It's a short first gear.
Whoa.
So there you go. Now, if you just want to keep it in second, that's fine. She could just roll like this.
Okay, we are definitely not talking power steering here, Matt.
No.
Well, your arms are going to be huge.
Best turning radius in its class. And now she's rolling.
Behind the wood wheel or not, rolling in a 100-year-old car steers you into a new perspective of this history-rich seaside city.
The one thing I've discovered about Newport, it's a town that demands you have a convertible.
Yeah,
I mean, there's certain areas that say, you need a convertible. You need to see all this.
Yep, you do. See and be seen. And that's what you want to do when you're here in Newport. You want to see all this and be seen doing it.
It's kind of why those Rockefellers and Vanderbilts built those big mansions,
Marble
right?
House was not built that close to Bellevue Ave for him to hide that.
Sorry, Mr. Vanderbilt. On this tour, my focus was on this 1924 Studebaker. Looks like I'll need to take this great American drive again. And why not? With so much to see in so few miles. Up next, another lap around the Ocean State's stately Great American Drive. When Driven continues.